Today's podcast is brought to you by a company who we have been using for years and takes up significant shelf space inside of our own kitchen. Biosteel Sports Nutrition.
It was a product created out of necessity 8 years ago and is trusted by athletes like Connor McDavid, Tyler Seguin, Brooke Henderson, Rosie MacLennan, and Andrew Wiggins.
They're really a leader in sports drinks for everyone from professional athletes to everyday champions.
Understand something, guys. Nothing worth ever having in this world comes easy.
Do what these champions doing if you're going to be a champion.
You control your outcome.
Who am I?
I'm a champion.
What up, champions, and welcome back to a brand new Biosteel Breakdown. As always, I'm your host, Adrian, with my co-host,
Sylvie.
And we're breaking down a brand new topic. Health, wellness, mindset, nutrition, training. A little bit of everything. If it's your first time joining us, thank you so much for being here. And if you're a longtime listener, thank you for your loyalty. We just have one quick ask before we get into the episode. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy these episodes, if you enjoyed the podcast on Wednesdays, please share it out. Put it out there with your friends. Let them know what's up. Let them know that you thought this was a great episode and they could help their life. And let's help grow the community. We're not asking you to buy anything. We're just asking you to share it out and help us reach more people so we can get this message out to more people and grow that championship community. So please, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Diving into the episode.
Yeah. What are we breaking down today?
Oh, we're breaking down the shoulders.
This is a good one. I feel like a lot of people have issues with shoulders.
Yeah.
Including myself.
We're breaking down the health of the shoulder. We're not just talking about how you can get sweet bowling ball shoulders. I might not be the person for that.
All about the delts.
Yeah, obviously, as I wear this coat hanger to keep my shirt up. But we're going to talk about how you can keep your shoulders healthy and strong and helping you move through ranges of motion. And so the shoulder is a really unique joint because it possesses so much freedom. So it's a ball and socket joint, which means there's one bone that comes into another bone, and then it has the ability to move through all these different planes, which is different. Our hip can do something similar, but it still doesn't have the same range of motion as our shoulder, which is amazing because it allows us to do different things, but at the same time, it's potentially problematic because it's more likely to be injured.
Yeah, I mean, using the baseball pitcher as an example,
right?
Looking at that slow motion, it's amazing what our shoulders are capable of.
And so you have a shoulder injury.
I do.
Why don't you tell people briefly how you got your shoulder injury?
I was really hoping you wouldn't break
it down.
So in university, really quick, I took a breakdancing class.
Take as long as you want for this story.
And I was trying to breakdancing move and dislocated my shoulder.
No. Don't just downplay it like that.
That's it.
Syl was taking a breakdancing class and she was home on break, and like a good diligent student, she wanted to make sure that she had the skills down. So
I did not have the skills
by
down.
herself. Everyone else is gone, right? You're like,
yeah,
there's no one else home.
My mom was in Ireland.
Your mom was in Ireland.
My mom was in Ireland.
And so in the backyard, Syl attempts to hit one of those sweet moves where you put your one hand down and then kind of half post on the head and then kick the feet up. She had probably some sort of zoo hammer pant on at the time and a black beanie.
Incorrect, but.
And then went head over heels and separated her shoulder and had to get the neighbor to drive her to the hospital.
Yeah, that happened.
But anyway.
Very, very important moment in my life. But anyway, being said, my shoulder still does bug me to this day because I didn't properly rehab it and take care of my shoulder health. And I learned my lesson not to try random breakdancing moves in the backyard. Well,
you're not the only person. The shoulder injury in the U.S., this isn't Canadian statistic, but in the U.S. is like a $7 billion industry for rehab and surgery and loss of wages, and I think it's actually second behind knees as the second most common injury, or maybe third. Back health might be up there, but regardless, it's in one of the top three: backs, shoulders, knees. So what can you do to fix it? A couple of quick tips. 5 fast, easy things to help you fix your shoulders. The first thing is posture. I can
sit up.
I can see everyone in the background just straightening up as you listen to this podcast in your car. Oh yeah, posture. It it seems so simple, but we live in this world where everything exists in front of us. So this microphone's in front of me, this laptop's in front of me, my steering wheel's in front of me, my desk's in front of me. And obviously it is, because if it was behind, it would be useless. Like we're not strong in that position. But because everything's in front of us, we're constantly pulled down and in. So historically, I think perhaps, but if you think about like carrying things for long distances, you would have been in this like broad upright position. You would have been looking forward. You would have been focusing on the distance. But now we focus on 20 inches in front of us instead of 20 meters down the road. And we confuse systems with inches and meters, I suppose. But that's important because it changes your posture completely. It rounds you in. It puts you in this defensive position, and then that starts to put strain on your shoulders. And then as a result, it has a whole cascade of effect down the backside. So now your shoulder blades, instead of lying on your back, pop up into the air. So now you have internal rotation happening. Your pecs got tighter. Your shoulder blades are off your rib cage, and now you have no range of motion. So when you go to lift your arm above your head, you look like Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Not a good look.
Stand up tall. First and foremost, posture. The next one is soft tissue. And if there's anywhere where a little foam rolling can go a long way, this is definitely it. And I would love, I would love everyone could go in and see a therapist all the time. And I think that's something that you should do. You should take time preventatively to go in and see a therapist, but if not, at least by yourself. Get a lacrosse ball, get a foam roller, roll out your pecs, roll out your lats, roll out the back of your shoulder. Try and open up that entire area, and that's going to help with your mobility and help with your range of motion. So posture, fix that. Then add a little bit of soft tissue release. The third part is mobility. You can go on, I'll link up a little article that we wrote. We put a couple of drills in there for mobility, but you can go on anywhere. It could be here. It could be mobilitywod.com. We have no affiliation with Kelly Estret, but he puts a lot of stuff up there. Do you agree
Mobility Method is also really good.
Yeah. There's a ton of different websites where you can go in, and if you just go in and Google shoulder mobility, doing something is better than nothing. Just be conscientious of the positions you get in. If it's painful, maybe dial it back a little bit. If it's uncomfortable, that's probably okay, but avoid that pain point. So we did some postural correction. We did some soft tissue work. We did some mobility work. Now when it comes to your actual workouts, we need to make sure that we're pulling more than we're pushing. Our entire life is lived pushing. So now we need to work on pulling everything back. So whether those are rows, whether it's pull-ups, and you know what, truthfully, pull-ups aren't always the best example, because pull-ups cause more tension through the lats and can cause a little bit more internal rotation. But I would say any sort of row variation is going to be great for you. So whether it's on a TRX, whether it's on a bench, whether it's single arm, try and have a 2-to-1 ratio for pulling versus pushing in your workouts, and that'll go a long way in opening up those shoulder blades. And the last bit of all that is just nutrition. And it's cliche, I guess, because we talk about it all the time, but obviously that makes a difference in all this stuff. If you want to stay injury free, you need to have a lower amount of inflammation in your body. If you want to have building blocks to help you after you worked on your postural muscles and after you worked on your rowing exercises, you need to have good nutrition. You need to have good supplementation. So if we can decrease the amount of inflammation in our body, and we can increase the positive substances that are going to help us build and grow, omega-3s come to mind. If we can have curcumin to reduce that inflammation, that's going to go a long way. Look at me doing the nutrition half of this. That's going to go a long way in you go, girl, in opening everything up, keeping us injury free, making sure that we have fun, healthy shoulders so we can get out there and do whatever we want to do.
I love it.
That's it. Anything
Thank
else?
That's it.
Appreciate that. As always, head over to biosteel.com, guys. Use the code word championship. No.
Champ Lifestyle.
Sorry. Champ.
That's why I do that
yes,
part.
I know.
Champ Lifestyle, capital C, capital L.
And you can get 15% off your next order and share it out with your friends.
They have a lot of healthy anti-inflammatory products that will help you with shoulder health.
When you're trying to get those bowling ball shoulders.
Exactly.
So you don't look like a fish in a suit.
Yeah. Collagen. Great one.
Done. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Check back next week.